Happy day before Super Bowl Sunday, everybody. Hope you got your plans lined out, your meals all prepped, your uniform all picked out that you're going to wear tomorrow to represent your favorite team. And maybe one of your favorite teams is actually playing tomorrow, the Chiefs or the Eagles. Unfortunately, I'm a Houston Texans fan, and the Kansas City Chiefs knocked my team out of the playoffs a few weeks ago. And during that game, um, even the announcers were talking about this, how the Chiefs seem to always get these favorite calls, right? As if the NFL is playing favorites. And certainly during the game, there were some questionable calls. But in the day after, on ESPN and NFL Network and all the shows, all anyone could talk about were these calls. Forget the fact that Pat Mahomes was falling down and still was able to throw a touchdown. Forget the fact that the Houston Texans forgot to cover one of the greatest tight ends ever, Travis Kelce, right? Forget the fact that Pat Mahomes seems to make great plays in moments that are needed, right? Great players make great plays when they're needed. And he seems to always do that. And so it got me wondering, is this even possible that the NFL is playing favorites? They genuinely want the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl again, right? Maybe, Roger Goodell just really is a huge Swiftie and he wants to see her on TV as much as possible. Um, and it's not out of the realm of possibility. There was a bunch of years ago, an NBA official was caught fixing games. He was a gambler. He got into some debt with some bookies. And he was fixing some of the outcomes of the games that he was the referee in. And so it's not out of the realm of possibilities, right? We've seen this before. And so are we seeing it again? Is there a reason that we're seeing this again? And, the internet doesn't help this situation. Like, it doesn't help us figure this out. The internet is full of negative. It's full of people out there that want to harm others, but it's also filled with great detectives. And so immediately after many of these games that the Chiefs have won, a lot of close games in the playoffs, all the internet detectives are giving us the evidence, all the calls that have gone the Chiefs' way, and all the calls that have gone against every other opponent in the NFL that the Chiefs have ever played, right? And they're just stacking the evidence, and then the Chiefs fans are responding with their own set of clips and stats that prove that the Chiefs are not getting all these great calls. They're not getting made favorites by the NFL or NFL officials. And it is kind of weird to me that all week long we can complain about officials. We can talk about how bad they are, how bad they're doing, and yet we accuse them of being genius masterminds, working with the NFL to concoct this plan to make sure they get their favorite team, the Kansas City Chiefs, in the playoffs. But why the Chiefs, right? Why Kansas City? Why not a New York team? Like, why isn't the NFL doing something to get the Jets in the Super Bowl? Imagine if the New York Jets made the Super Bowl, what that would do for ratings. Why isn't that happening? Why is it Kansas City? Could it be that we do play favorites? It's just our human nature. And maybe officials can't help themselves. Maybe we just love seeing Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid in all those State Farm commercials. Andy Reid looks like a giant huggable teddy bear. Who wouldn't want that guy to be their grandfather? And maybe we just like hearing him say the word fumbly rooski dooski doo, right? And those little nuggies. Those commercials are funny. And maybe because we see them in that light, they're fun, they're easygoing, they're good guys, maybe we play favorites in that direction. Or maybe it's because they're the champions and they had to earn it. And maybe it's because to be a champion, you got to take down the champion decisively. In boxing, a challenger never wants to let the outcome be decided by judges. A challenger wants to take the title by decisively beating the champion. It's the only way to do it. You cannot allow the judges to have a say in the outcome. And referees, if you talk to any referee, any umpire, any official in any sport, they will tell you their job is to be invisible. Call a fair game, do the best they can to not influence the outcome of the game, and to be invisible. We want to talk about the players at, at the end of these games, not the referees. And I hope that's what happens tomorrow. But the internet will not allow that to happen. The internet sucks us in. And it proves to us that there is a powerful force working against this possibility that we let things go. We just will not let this go. This powerful force is called the confirmation bias. Whatever you think is true is true. Whatever you believe is true. And no matter what evidence comes your way that disproves your belief or disproves your argument, it slides right off you. But all the evidence that supports you sticks to you like Velcro, and you walk around telling everybody and showing everybody all your badges that prove your argument. Think about how often that happens to us in American society. Every single election seems to go that way. The other side can't possibly be right. They can't possibly have good ideas. My side has all the great ideas and your side has all the bad ideas. Think about how that impacts us on a daily basis. Think about how you think of yourself in the workplace, in relationships, and at home. How often are you being dominated by the confirmation bias? You are sure you don't fit in at work. You are sure your boss doesn't like you. You are sure this relationship is not going to work out. You are sure that you don't have any friends. You are sure of multiple things. And all the evidence points in your direction. And any evidence that disproves that, ignore it. Confirmation bias can be a killer. It can prevent us from seeing the big picture. It can prevent us from being objective. And tomorrow, it can prevent you from enjoying a great game and a great Super Bowl party. It can make you really hate it. So tomorrow when you're watching the game, just have fun. Nobody's playing favorites. It's just the course of human nature being played out in front of us. Things might not go your way. You're going to function forward. Things are going to go somebody else's way. And we're going to congratulate them. But things might go your way. You're still going to function forward. Either way, we move forward. Eliminate the confirmation bias in here, not only in sports, but in your personal lives, by weighing both sides, looking at all the evidence, being objective, and as it pertains to sports, quit giving a shit. It's just a game. Tomorrow's about fun and friends and gatherings. It's not life or death. Enjoy the game, everybody. Function forward. Get your work excuses ready for Monday, right? Have a great time on Super Bowl Sunday. Love you guys. Talk to you later.